Hello, world. Welcome to Pardon the Politics podcast. This is season 3, episode 6. I am your co-host Jeezy, along with my brother and my partner in politics, Manny. My brother, how you doing on this beautiful day?
Man, I'm glad it's not snowing or icing for like the first time on the weekend in like the last 3 weeks.
Hey, man, we went through. We had a little bit of Winterfell going on a little bit for my Game of Thrones fans. Man, it was. I think that might have been. I know this doesn't count for you because of you're from Colorado, but that might be the most snow that I have seen in a very long time. Like in my yard, we still have a couple of patches and little small piles of ice still accumulated. So that was wild, bro. That was a wild time. My family enjoyed it. Your kids enjoyed it.
Oh,
they get
yeah,
out and
yeah.
playing it.
Oh yeah. I bought myself a snowblower 3 weeks ago for that first storm.
You might be the only person in North Carolina that own one on this side of the state.
Man, and it was funny. So last weekend after the snow had stopped following, and I got out there. I was hyped. I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to use this snowblower." I did my yard, my neighbor, and my two neighbors in 30 minutes.
Look at you.
I was having a great time.
Hey, you're a good man, brother.
Well, then my wife's like, "Are you planning to run for HOA president?" I was like, "Whoa."
Yep.
I hadn't thought about that yet.
That conversation gonna come up.
Like, yeah, man.
Then you had to do everybody's yard.
They had a ball, man. And then my youngest, it was her second time seeing snow, but her like first time actually being able to play in snow. And then my oldest is ability to be able to functionally play in snow. So she was like making snowballs, and I'm proud of myself because I thought about really hitting her with a really good snowball, just to build that resistance. But I held back. I waited. I said, you know what? I need her to be about 8 or 9.
Oh, you good, man? Because I tagged the heck out of my 5-year-old multiple times. I'm not even playing. She came up to me, and it just took one time, bro. She came up to me and threw some snow on me. And
that's all it took. It became personal.
Bro, something. I don't know if it was like when John Wick when they shot his dog or something, but something snapped in me, bro. And bro, I started getting my Patrick Mahomes on. She would run across the yard. I'm like, there's not a distance that is too far out of your father's reach. And I was pow. So no, I didn't. I don't believe in the. I like to give you life lessons as early as I possibly can. And when I see the opportunity and for that door to be open, I promise you, I'm gonna take it with mine. So
and the target's easier right now.
Oh, for sure.
Can only run so fast.
Now I didn't hit her in the face, so
there we go. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, that's the only grace I'm gonna give you. But you gonna get that work. Well, I'm glad yours enjoyed it. Mine enjoyed it as well, especially my wife being from the Maryland area. She hadn't seen snow like this in quite some time. She doesn't live up there anymore, so she was thrilled. Me and baby girl came in, and I was like, "Yeah, it's too cold. I'm going back in the house to warm up." And got enough pictures with the kids and stuff, and then I came back in. My wife stayed out there for like another hour with my middle baby, and they were just playing, having a ball, and came in and made hot chocolate and all that. So I was like, "Yeah, y'all in y'all bag. I'm gonna let you have that."
Cook.
Yeah, so go ahead and cook. So our listeners, welcome to the episode. And just in case you were wondering if we were of the absence of not having the chairman of chaos with us, we actually do. He is phoned in from the road. Our brother is traveling, but still found a way to make sure that he was a part of the pod. So our brother Chuck, live and direct on the highways and byways. How you doing, my brother?
My good brothers, I'm here operating in the traveling mercies of our Lord and Savior on today.
Hey.
Appreciate y'all. I definitely had to tap in with you all. I might not be as active as a participant as I normally am, but I definitely wanted to tap in and listen to y'all talk about y'all snow stories. Got me a little bit in my feelings and wanting to have an attitude because although I saw some flurries, there was no accumulation out my way. Yeah, and so,
And they were hyping y'all up there for a bit, Chuck. Like, y'all was supposed to be game Raleigh level.
Well, here's the thing. Probably about 25 minutes from my house, they got it. Probably about 40 minutes from my house, they got even more. Like, they got, in fact, maybe 15, 20 minutes from my job, they were very close to the same levels that Jeezy and them got in Eastern North Carolina. And looking at people's Facebook posts and pages, and the amount of snow that was received in Eastern North Carolina was insane, man.
Bro, wow.
Because what? Jeez, I think y'all got upwards of a foot or so.
Yeah, bro.
And in Raleigh, it just didn't snow at all until about 6 o'clock, and then we got 4 inches. Pause.
Bro, I was about to say, bro.
Yeah, there was not a non-pause worthy way to say that. But it's crazy how close you can be to other places and the dramatic difference in the snow accumulations.
Oh yeah, that snowstorm shifted, bro. But I will say this, Chuck. At the end of the day, you may not have been able to get the accumulation of snow that you may have desired, but I will say this. At the end of the day, the whole world is DeVille, brother.
Listen,
the whole world is DeVille.
I was not gonna. Yeah,
go ahead.
This ain't the space, but the whole world is DeVille. Old dog, the village. Hey,
shout out to Jermaine Cole, to our listeners. Chuck and J. Cole are from the same area, known as the 2-6 here in North Carolina. So we, even though this is a political podcast, we all are here in North Carolina or have roots here in North Carolina, and we gotta, before anything else, gotta salute brother Jermaine on the fall off coming out, the 2-disc album. The boys have been spinning it all weekend, and job well done, brother. As they say, that good and faithful servant.
Yes, sir. Not only are we from the same hometown, but we went to high school together. He was a freshman my senior year at the good old Terry Sanford High School, and I actually was in North Carolina this past weekend, handling some personal family affairs, and it felt good for me to be able to listen to and consume this album in my hometown. The album is very, very much an ode to Fayetteville. It's an ode to North Carolina. So that was amazing. Not to mention, this was the first time in years that I've been able to take in the Carolina Duke basketball game in North Carolina.
I wondered if it was going to come up.
Well, I'm just talking about watching the game. I'm not going to talk about anything else. I'm not going to blow you. But just observe, just that North Carolina, the feel of being home in North Carolina, man, was great. It had been a minute since I've been home anyway. And all of this going on while I was home was a great moment, man. Just great.
Hey, look. Hey, man, for those of you that have never experienced North Carolina, I know that, and I could be biased because I was born and raised here and live here, but North Carolina is a very special place that is near and dear to the group's heart, because we all met here in college. We all have lived here at some point. And it's always, man, you can't beat it, man. That good old Southern hospitality in North Carolina, you can't beat it. So, shout out to North Carolina. Shout out to all those with the connections in North Carolina too, because I love that Cole album had. When I heard Petey Pablo, bro, and I know we got to move on, but when I heard Petey Pablo, I was like, yes, sir, bro.
Yeah,
this is it. This is it. So yeah, all right, listeners, that's enough. If you ever in the town, come pull up on the boys here at the pod, man, and we'll show you how we get down in North Carolina. But come to Eastern North Carolina. We ain't gonna talk about the West, but come to Eastern North Carolina. I remember when your boy Manny, when Manny boy came from Colorado and was talking about barbecue. And we was like, where you get barbecue? He was like, oh, this spot when we got off the plane here in Western North Carolina. I was like, oh, no.
Absolutely not. You just can't go everywhere.
You can't go everywhere, bro. But to our listeners, here we go. Here's our first segment. There was something interesting that happened that we caught wind of this past week. Another whistle was blowing. Right,
and it wasn't too short.
It
was not. It was not. It was not too short.
Man, Congress, we got another issue with another whistleblower, man, and it's surrounded around my homegirl, man, or our homegirl. I don't know how y'all feel about good old Tulsi Gabbard, so I don't want to put that on anybody, but like Tulsi done jacked up again, man. And she got an issue going on, bro. What we got, man? What's in this complaint? What's going on?
Oh God! All right. So the complaint. A little bit of background here. So in I think it's late spring, early summer.
Yeah.
A complaint was filed by a U.S. intelligence official. Community's Inspector General hotline. Basically, they had picked up that there was very, very strange communication between an official very close to the White House in the administration having communication with a foreign intelligence person. I code that in my head as spy.
Yeah.
or someone with spy-like abilities.
Spy-ish.
And
spy-ish.
So this complaint came in, and there is a duty of notice that they have to notify Congress when there is a whistleblower complaint. Well, when we first heard about this, and this actually really started flowing out after we recorded last week, was that it was so secretive that it was placed on a physical document and locked in a safe. And that no one knew what it was. So again, the details I just went through have now come out. But allegedly, even more things have come out about what's happened here. It turns out Tulsi got it and took it to the old Ice Maiden.
Oh, bro.
And essentially said, what you want me to do with this? So she allegedly waited a day and told Tulsi, nothing to see here. And they kept it moving, and we hadn't heard about it until essentially this last week.
So, my question is,
who is it?
Well,
we'll cover the who is it first. We'll cover the who is it later.
Well, the issue I see in this is, well, Tulsi's already had problems, right, with something of this similarity. I believe when she was going through her confirmation, they were talking about how she was having certain communications with foreign adversaries or people in foreign governments that was concerning the Congress to begin with. So to have this already with her being, national security, national intelligence, and I believe it's supposed to be given to Congress or transmitted within about 21 days. Of getting it, and this and we're just now hearing about this. What, almost 9-10 months later?
Well, and the Gang of Eight, that group of top Democratic and Republican congressional leaders, they just got the necessary intelligence clearance to be able to see it. So they've just started seeing it.
Oh, okay.
So it's real messy. And then to the point, you remember how Donald Trump went on this whole thing about the enemy from within? It sounds like, Trump, you got it. You got someone trying to sell you out in the middle.
There's a mole somewhere.
Right. And again, I think this is now just highlighting the bigger issue that we have with being able to trust the administration.
Yep.
And then on top of that, trying to understand are they truly even acting in the best interests of us, the citizens?
No, I think we can all answer that.
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all.
Yep.
What direction does crap flow?
I believe in the direction of gravity, which would take it downhill.
It takes it downhill.
Yep.
The sitting president has had an issue or a question of compromise of foreign interference since the beginning.
Yep.
Although there's new players in the camp, there's still questions of compromise and interference from foreign entities. It should not shock anyone that this is continuing with individuals and players in this administration. As we said before, when we talked about calling them puppets, and I believe it was Jeezy who brought it up, or maybe Manny. Either way, one of y'all brought it up saying, "Well, what are their individual goals?" There are individualistic goals and individualistic opportunities that they are pursuing, and this is what this sounds like to me.
Yeah,
like you said, you got a problem within your own camp. Yes, we're playing puppets, but we know your weak spots.
And I think that's part of the question here is like, what were y'all talking about? Because that part of it has not come out. Is what country or countries was the person communicating with, and what was the get worst case scenario? It's military, nuclear sites. Worst case scenario, maybe. Best case scenario.
Wasn't it reported that it was of high national security concern? To your question, what was talked about? That's crazy.
For the level that they went to when they had to put this in a safe.
Right.
That tells you how high of a level this is. And I think that they're in a really bad situation with this, because when you look at Tulsi's response, the thing that caught me off guard is she said that she strongly denied any improper action, claiming that she swiftly, once informed of her obligation, she acted, and that the complaint was not credible and urgent under the law. Well, one.
Why? Who lets you make that?
Who lets you make the decision whether it's credible or urgent? Because if it got to be locked in a safe, it clearly is credible and urgent. And what do you mean once informed of her obligation? You don't know what your obligation is, and you the head?
That should surprise nobody.
But that sounds to me like she went and talked to the Ice Maiden.
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah,
it does. The only person that I feel 100% understands the full detail of their job is Marco Rubio. And that's the details of actually 8 jobs. So
he got them things blended together.
You got to. He's like, how many? If I do this, can I do these 3 jobs at once? Yes, I can.
Well, I think that everything here just says that somebody lying. Hold on. What my boy say?
Somebody told a lie one day.
Somebody clearly is lying, because under the Intelligence Community Whistleblower Protection Act, the law governs how intelligence personnel report concerns to Congress. The complaint is filed with an inspector general. The IG has 14 days to assess their credibility. So, okay, if you assess their credibility, first of all, in those 14 days and didn't deem it so, how are we now at this point where it seems to be that it is potentially credible? That sounds like a puppet move to me. And then the urgency of it has to be reported to the Oversight Committee within another 7 days. If someone within the community is making a complaint, having the person who runs the department assess whether it is credible, Tulsi Gabbard, seems to me to be a conflict of interest.
Oh, no, it gets a little bit. So it's also rumored, linked to that on that same point, that Christopher, I believe his name is Christopher Fox, just recently confirmed to be over there in the Inspector General's office. He recently had somebody come over from Tulsi's organization and was involved with this. This is rumored speculation that somebody from Tulsi's camp moved from her office over to the Inspector General's and then was in charge of seeing this and said, nah, they good. They good. Keep moving. This screams cover up at this point.
Oh, big for time. Sure.
This is screaming it.
But geez, to your question of knowing her job, Okay, I'm gonna throw a little bit of grace. I'm gonna throw the slightest piece of grace. Say you don't know the full dynamic and parameter of your job.
Mm-hmm.
There are aides who are hired to know the full spectrum of your role.
Yep.
That is why they have career people as part of the government.
Exactly. So even if you don't know the full scope of it, you know there is somebody within your purview that you can reach out to confirm, hey, what do I need to do next? And I'm pretty sure that wasn't done.
Well, we read about grace in the Bible all the time, and I'm still working on it, so I'm not going to give it none. Because whether you knew it and you had to get informed, you knew enough to go talk to the Ice Maiden. You knew something. You knew something was going on with this. Whether you knew the extent of it or not, or the severity of it, if I think it's even a slight chance, why not push it through the proper channel and let the oversight committee say, this is nothing. Well, instead of put yourself in a position where you're in now, where we got a question, which you already want shaky ground to begin with. We now are questioning you to say, okay, yeah, you still up to your same old games.
Mm-hmm. Well, and to clarify, it was Chris Fox. Christopher Fox used to be a former aide to Tulsi Gabbard, who is now the Inspector General, who was one of the ones who reviewed this complaint and said there was nothing to see here. I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I'm just saying this smells to the sky.
Okay. So she did know her job. She knew her job and knew I need to put somebody in place to cover my
hindquarters. My hindquarters, as J. Cole said.
Hindquarters.
I actually don't think it was her. I think it was the Ice Maiden. I think she saw it and said, "Oh, we got to fix this. So we got to
look like."
Yep. Let's stall it. Let's get someone in here to take it and kill it properly, and let's just hope nobody finds out.
Well, see, this is my problem with all of this then, because when you sit here and say that once you were informed of your job, what are you actually doing, Tulsi? Because last week we discussed about how Trump got you heavily doing work into the 2020 election. Instead of you worrying about the votes that you didn't get and you ain't gonna get and you ain't gonna find anything from it, you should have been doing your job with this. You worried about what this man got you puppeting. Instead of worrying about doing your job, you could have been, because if they got this complaint last year, then how long Trump been having you work on these 2020 elections? Maybe that's why you don't know your job and know what to do, because you're doing stuff you ain't got no business doing in the first place.
And not to pivot too much off what we're talking about in this topic, since you brought up the 2020 seizure, I actually got a little bit more information.
I like that seizure.
We got an update.
A little bit more information, and Tulsi was doing some shaky stuff then. Because
I find him shocked to hear this. Shocked, I tell you.
According to reports, after getting back to the Atlanta headquarters, Tulsi proceeds to make a phone call to none other than Donald J. Trump while talking to FBI agents. So then Donald Trump goes on to to initially sing praises unto them for the seizure, but then starts asking questions about what they took. Sir, are you trying to tank your investigation and all legalities before it even really starts?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
the man just moving.
Yeah.
He's just moving around.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. But we found out why she was there. She was there to call him so he could do his bidding.
Yep.
That's all you was there for.
Well, you need to be doing what you got bidded to do, and that's to do your job as the director of national intelligence. So my question, Manny, is, because I'm sure that by the time this got to the oversight committee, I believe I heard that it was heavily redacted, and I think you said somebody now getting a clearance where they may be able to.
Well, yeah, no, I don't. I don't even think it's at committee yet. I think still the Gang of Eight is trying to all see this. Right. So I don't believe let alone the committee. I need this group of people of 8 people to be able to see this, figure out what's next.
So do we know any details?
None. At least not as of the recording, and as of like most things that we end up recording.
Yeah.
As soon as we're done, all the details are going to drop. So, as of right now, that is the extent that we know, and there's still a mix of speculation here and fact that I think everyone is still trying to navigate through.
Well, where's our tinfoil hat community? What they saying? Do we have any word from the community?
Shockingly, I haven't seen a whole lot outside of we've been telling y'all they've been doing this. So, I think that's the big question now. If the communication is happening, is it still happening? What information was shared? What continues to be shared right now?
And with who?
Are we compromised? And if we're compromised, what has been compromised? Literally, we have no idea. But I do have some people that I think might have been there yapping.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I got to pull up my notes. All right.
Manny is the tinfoil community right now.
Yep.
Look, from this moment on,
standing in the gap, brother. Standing in.
From this moment on, you put your trust in me. All right, so this is my top 4, my Mount Rushmore,
right,
of who I think he was. First off, Cash App Patel.
Okay, yeah.
Need I say more? Yeah.
Cash App definitely, yeah, he give off the vibe that he'll be talking to somebody he ain't got no business talking to.
Yeah. And then the one I have third is Rick Gurnell. They are both big Trump loyalists. Mm-hmm. They both had backgrounds in intelligence, and there's already things in the background with both of them about how they like to play, kind of these shadow CIA agent roles. Mm-hmm. So those are my first 2.
Okay.
Moving up. Actually, it was only top 3. I only did 3.
Okay.
The biggest one who I think it is, actually there is 4. Number 2. Actually, number
3.
1. Whatever number I'm at.
Yeah.
Stephen Miller.
Bro.
And also, need I say more?
I was about to say
Stephen Miller.
I'm not even gonna get on my Stephen Miller rant.
I think. And then the fourth one I'll throw out there is Barron Trump.
Bro.
Think it was Barron, man. Think it was Barron.
Barron trying to pick him up a little Middle Eastern shorty and ended up talking a little too much. Mm-hmm. Man, you gotta stay. You can't pillow talk, bro. You gotta learn. That's rule number 1, bro. You can't pillow talk, bro.
He got lost. He got lost in the sauce, and
hey, bro.
And now someone know all our secrets. Those are my 4 people who I think.
Bro, you a fool, bro. Stop Barron, bro.
Look, if you is it really that much of a stretch to think that Barron didn't have some level of knowledge of our national secrets, and then
we don't know what rooms he's in,
Bro, you take a trip out there with Jared Kushner and I got lost in the sauce in the Middle East, and he can't really talk to her like that because how his daddy feels, and now the information just out there.
That's why you gotta make sure you hide your passcode on your iPhone, bro. Right. When you in them streets.
I don't know. I think Barron might be the one to just have his face as his ID. Bro, just took his phone, flashed the face, and got him.
That's even worse.
Either that or he was trying to show off, like, oh, I know all this stuff too, and everyone's like, oh, tell us more, Barron. I bet you don't know such and such, and just got all the information.
What was that guy that was part of the FBI that he left? Bevito or whatever his name was?
I was going to say Benzino, and that is completely not that man's last name. I was also going to say DiGiorno, but that is also not that man's last name.
Bro, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. You take Benzino and DiGiorno and slam those words together.
Wasn't he a part of the FBI or something?
He was second in command to Cash App. So it might be him too.
Well, no, I'm wondering if this happened sometime last year when he decided to leave the department. Did he catch wind and was like, "Yeah, let me get out of Dodge before this happened"? Because he found out old Cash was doing some stuff.
I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out.
Because bro, he left real quiet, and everybody just kind of let him. He went back to doing his podcast, and everybody just let it. Let coolly just let things reside the way that they were. Maybe it could have been Cash App, or it could have been him. But
it could.
I think the timeline you might have to add up the dates, bro, because it may be something there why he left, and if it was Cash App and Tulsi and all this going on, he could have said, "Yeah, let me get out.
Let me get out of Dodge.
Let me get out of here before this kitchen get a little too hot."
Because at the end of the day, someone's going up under the bus for this.
Oh, bro, for sure.
So now it's a who. I think now that's what we are now going to is who's going up under the bus because of this.
Bro, can we please get our first firing of the administration, please?
Bruh, it's been long. It's been a long time.
Right. So. We have not got a firing. We keep getting close. We keep flying as close to the sun as we can, bro, but ain't nobody getting scorched. So maybe it's coming, but I am very interested to see the details that come out about this, and I hope, I believe that obviously the whistleblowers, the lawyer has come out and spoke in regards to this, and this ain't gonna go away easy at all. When we're talking about national intelligence and the threat that what we don't know, what could be shared with who we don't know it was shared with, and what the severity of that information. And when we're hearing that the complaint has to be put under lock and key because of how severe it is, we need details and we need clarity on what happened. And I think that this might be the one time that I don't think Donnie gonna be able to wiggle his way out of this one. Somebody gonna have to take the fall.
Someone's going to the chopping block.
Yeah, bro. When you get a whistleblower, hey, people listen. So yeah, man, we'll see what happens with Tulsi, and whom may be involved, and good luck. Good luck. You might be out of a job by the fall, but good luck.
Right, but great. Probably a book deal coming up, though.
I mean, yeah. How not to talk to everybody. Everybody is not your friend. How not to share national intelligence information with foreign adversaries. Well, speaking of foreign adversaries, let's segue over to our next topic.
Right.
That was a pretty good transition, brother.
Hey, bro, look. Hey, look. I had the euro. I had to hit that euro. But the U.S. and Iran, we back at it again, bro. The situation seems to be getting a little more tense than it has in the past, and it seems like the temperature's getting turned up a little bit. So what's going on, man? Give us an update on U.S. and Iran.
Well, where we're pretty much at is where we've been with Iran, and we are forever going to fight over this nuclear program,
bro.
But this
Hold on,
week,
Manny. Hold on. How are we fighting over something that we destroyed already? Obliterated,
sir.
We all know Trump tried to tell us 2 + 2 is 5, and for those of us that actually paid attention and made it out of elementary school with our arithmetic, we know that 2 + 2 is 4. We know that it didn't get destroyed. They said it was months, and what we got going on a few months after that, we're talking about nuclear weapons.
So
idiot. This is an idiot.
But here, shockingly, the two sides have come to the table in Oman, and again, it's the first serious diplomatic conversations about their program. The U.S. is holding still very strong that they don't want Iran to have a nuclear program, and Iran is standing very, very strong that they have nuclear aspirations. Those aspirations are peaceful, and they don't They want a program. They believe it's within their rights to have a program.
Yeah, the Iran has insisted its nuclear enrichment is a sovereign right and non-negotiable in its entirety, is what Iran has said. When we talked in the podcast, and when we were looking over this topic, I was faced with a question: why can't Iran have a nuclear program if we have one?
Well, not just us. There's many other countries.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I don't understand why. If that's like me having a gun and then I come to you in a gunfight and say, where you get that gun from? You ain't supposed to have that. Why you brought a gun? Why can't I have a gun? If we can have nuclear weapons, why? I don't. And maybe Manny, you know, maybe this may be some of my naiveness in politics, and I just don't have an understanding of if we can have it, why do we think that we can tell other countries, other nations, they can't have it?
Because the U.S. in our current world order acts as the world police. Let's start there. And in part of that, what I'm going to say here is strictly educational, not my own personal feelings. Okay. So we all know nuclear energy, in terms of producing energy, is one of the cleanest forms of producing a large amount of energy. To that, you need enriched uranium. Now, the caveat there, to enrich the uranium, it is a process of, it's turning U-235 uranium into, I think it's U-239?
Yes.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to enrich uranium to a particular level for it to be able to be used in like a nuclear power plant. And I think that percentage is like in the 60s of like enrichment. So you get it up to 60 and you're able to, I'm sorry, it's not 60. You get it up to like somewhere between 5 and 20% of enriched uranium. That's good enough to run a nuclear program. Well, if you do that, you just keep enriching it, you can keep rising it all the way up to that 90% line. And at that 90% line, you can now have weapons grade uranium. And it is my understanding that the concern, and I think it is concern, if you can get it up to that 20% for a peaceful program, what's really just stopping you from keep going to now be able to make nuclear weapons? So I think this is a concerted effort for the U.S. to try to keep the amount of, to Chuck's point, the amount of global players who are able to create nuclear weapons down. I believe right now there are 9, 10, 11 countries that have nuclear capabilities, and they're trying to keep that in check. So that's why we're here. Currently, and I think it's currently, Iran has is doing nuclear enrichment. Right now, they're at 60%. So they're definitely over the energy limits, but they're still well below. I won't say well below. They're still below that 90% threshold where that nuclear fuel can be weaponized. And I thought that was a whole lot.
No, thank you. First of all, but I still don't understand if I'm assuming we have those capabilities. We're one of those 9, correct?
Boy, let's not forget, in the history of the world, nuclear weapons have been used twice, both by the United States.
Yes.
The first strike we did to end a war. The second strike was there to let the world know that if we did it once, we'll do it again.
Bruh. Who are the other nations that have it? Do you know off the top of your head, or
let me
I'm assuming all of these 9 are in some way, shape, form, or fashion allies to the United States.
Oh, absolutely not. Nope,
okay,
no, not at all. Nope.
Look, educate, brother, educate me.
So right now, the nuclear states, the United States, Russia, China, the UK, France, and these are like well-known, UN recognizes them. Other nations that have nuclear weapons, but they've like never signed some treaty to say that we won't really use them: Israel, India, Pakistan, and North Korea.
Okay.
So, and to put into context in terms of nuclear weapons, Israel unconfirmed is allegedly somewhere between 80 to 90 warheads. India is 106. India and Pakistan are both respectively 160 to 180. North Korea allegedly has 40. The UK and France have in the 200s. China allegedly has 500, but they're building out their capacity. The United States has 5,200 warheads active that are ready to go. And then Russia has 5,800. So basically it's the U.S. and Russia that have all the weapons that are now just like, hey, all of y'all chill. Because this is bad. This is bad. Because if someone triggers off a nuclear war, my understanding of the U.S. policy is that, you know, we have the nuclear sniffing planes that fly over the world at all times. My understanding of the U.S. policy with nuclear weapons is that if a missile is fired, an intercontinental one, not like a tactical nuke, but one of the big boys that we dropped, if one of those is fired, the U.S. is emptying the clip. We're going to put 1,000+ of our nuclear warheads up.
Jeez.
Because it's a mutual assured destruction if someone fires a nuclear warhead at us. Because someone fires it off, we have to assume that one of our big targets is in play. So we're just going to take out all of the targets.
And that's part of the delicate fabric of India and Pakistan.
Yeah.
And knowing that they both have them, and all right, trip if you want to.
Right.
I load that clip.
Yeah. So yeah, everything Manny said is spot on. But to your question, Jeezy, how can we say they can't have it, but we can? Part of it is because we built them up and then lost control. Iran was
history.
Iran was our friend.
Till it wasn't.
Until it wasn't. But part of that was because of U.S. policy. And the things that the U.S. did after they used Iran, essentially what it boils down to. You use them. There was someone who came in power and was like, okay, y'all not going to use us. Either we're going to be friends or we won't. And if we won't, then it's up and it's stuck. Because as history shows, we used Iran and Afghanistan. We used Iraq. Like, all of these people were buddies of ours at some point in history until they were not, because of our actions. Not because they said, okay, we don't want to be friends with y'all anymore. I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Yeah.
No, we kicked them all over the fence being buttholes.
Yep. Yep. That is 100% what we did.
So it's very mind-boggling. It's a control thing.
Yeah.
It's a control thing.
So my thing is you're at this critical junction. Where do you go from here? Because Iran has said obviously that this is their sovereign right. They have a right to do this. And you have they seem to be very firm in their stance. And I know this past week, I believe Jared Kushner and Wickoff, I believe his name was.
Steve
Wickoff went to go, talk to Iran and have some discussion. And but obviously it seems like that Iran is very firm in their stance.
Well, first off, real quick, Manny, anywhere Jared Kushner is going,
shenanigans are coming.
Shenanigans are following. Plain and simple.
Well, and I think it becomes a regional standpoint, because we've had deals with Iran before and with the UN inspectors to make sure that somebody was there as they were enriching uranium to not pass a certain point. And it seems like every time we've done this, that Iran's been like, okay, we're not going to let them in, or they start shielding them from seeing like how much uranium they're doing.
Yeah.
And to what Chuck pointed out, I think what else the U.S. and again, it is not the U.S. alone who doesn't want this to happen. I think this is a bigger kind of global thing where they don't want Iran, because in terms of what we've seen between Pakistan and India, where there is a constant standoff and everyone's on pins and needles, if that takes off, what I think you could see, let's say Iran is able to get to a nuclear weapon. Well, now you have a nuclear Israel and a nuclear Iran.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was about to bring Iran into it. I mean, Israel, excuse me.
But then you also remember the Saudi Arabia and Iran, like they cool, but they not cool.
Yeah.
So if they get a weapon, the Saudis are about to go after nuclear capabilities. If they do it, Egypt's going to hop on it. If they do it, Turkey's going to do it. So now you have this giant like race to produce weapons. And then on top of that, you have Iran's constant funding of terrorist groups. There's the security aspects of nuclear enrichment. So if Hezbollah, who has an ode to destroy Israel and the U.S., if nuclear capabilities now get to them in some capacity, what do we do? How do we handle that? And I think they're trying to keep everything stable while very much being unstabilizing. But again,
well, you could have been stable when y'all were friends, and then we wouldn't have this problem. Don't be a terrible friend and then try to control me.
Right. But again, if the program is peaceful, it can do a lot for a country in terms of helping them build out that infrastructure. Now, when nuclear facilities go wrong, they go wrong real bad. Mm-hmm. And we saw that with the tsunami. We've seen that with Chernobyl. Mm-hmm. We've gotten better. But in terms of being able to provide energy at very, very large scale, nuclear capabilities are very important to be able to do that. And I actually think it is something we should probably be investing in as a country, to make it safer to run these plants, but also to expand the power and modernize the grid. So I understand, at least from the peaceful standpoint, why they want to do this.
Yeah.
But I think I think this is also purely a protecting U.S. sovereignty, protecting American people. Iran becoming a nuclear power is a problem for us from a security standpoint as well.
Well, after the talks, it was reported that we've ramped up at least our presence or reinforced our presence in the Middle East. I believe the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier has been deployed to the sea as part of a carrier strike group operating near Iran. So to me, if you're trying to have these talks, but then you're kind of trying to ramp up your pressure and your presence in the area, I don't think Iran's going to take that quite well. I think I would think that they would take it as intimidation, and this may hamper any type of conversation or negotiation that they're trying to have.
Well, this is 1,000% going to do that. Like that part is clear. They're going to try to force them into it. And then on top of that, you then have the Trump rhetoric of, hey, we bombed y'all once, we'll do it again. And that rhetoric keeps rising.
Man,
and it tends not to make situations like this better.
It ain't gonna get anywhere. You can't tell me you want to negotiate, and then after every negotiation, you come with the intimidation and the threats. Like we've already shown you we don't take well to it.
Not at all. Not at all.
Stop.
Not at all.
Like you can't tell me, hey, I want to be peaceful and I want to come together and let's work a deal. But then when I get back home, I'm talking that big talk. Like, yeah, nah, don't play no games with me. Yeah, nah, you won't talking like that behind closed doors at the table.
One-sided deals don't tend to last very long.
Oh, for sure.
So you could force somebody into their deal, but if you need someone to be acting on part of that deal, which any agreement is going to require Iran to do something, and if they just decide not to comply, then they don't comply.
Yeah. But this ain't their first time on the block, and this ain't their first rodeo.
Well, and here is my biggest concern looking at this situation. If the U.S. strikes Iran, and let's say they even do it in similar capabilities of they did last time when we obliterated their nuclear capabilities. My concern is that Israel is going to say, oh, the U.S. needs our help.
Hey, man.
And just go on. And then you have an entire regional conflict in a matter of hours, likely.
You better chill out, Big Benny. You better chill out.
I mean, but it's really one of those situations like, oh, my friend needs help. I'm gonna rush to go help him. The U.S. in most situations against most countries does not need help.
Do not need your help at all. Look,
at all.
Man, I'm gonna correct you just a little bit.
Okay.
Israel won't say my friend needs help. Israel will be that friend that say, oh, my friend is fighting. It's 1-on-1, but I'm gonna sneak a licking.
Yeah. Yep. Big facts. Israel, go sit down somewhere. Big Betty, you need to be sitting in a jail cell somewhere for the crimes that you done did to them Palestinian people and what happened in Gaza.
We
ain't
don't need to
be worried about trying to get in no fight with nobody.
You still got a war in Gaza.
You still got a war going on. And we ain't heard, look, he quiet for a reason. While all this other attention going on, he getting to do exactly what he want to do and ain't nobody saying nothing.
Well, I think right now in Israel, they're trying to go through like some weird process about who's going to help rebuild Gaza. So I think that's going on in the background. But Chuck, you are spot on that they definitely going to run through and go, yeah. Mm-hmm. And here goes the problem with that.
And then when Iran said, "Hey, weren't you the one that hit me when I got in that fight last week, and I couldn't hit you? Now you want to say U.S. help?"
I believe at this juncture, the U.S., if they do strike, it is going to be this first strike, I don't believe will be meaningless, but it won't be impactful. Like, I think there's a chance we blow up stuff, but it's blow up stuff like military installations. I think it could be level to that standpoint. Hey, but if Israel hops in, I don't know what they're going to hit.
Because Israel going to be wanting to hit for a different reason, pause.
But like, we've seen Israel strike city centers.
Yep.
So
Israel hit a hospital.
Right. Hitting a military installation and hitting a city center of people provokes two completely different types of reactions.
You know what? Since we already on this wild roller coaster ride, you know what I want to see?
Here we go.
Hey, Trump, go on and get one of them senior military officials out of Iran in the middle of the night. Go kidnap somebody and bring them on to Abraham Lincoln.
Bro.
I will see since you want to talk big. Go snag one of them boys.
Man.
Hey.
That would be wild.
Also what I see happening, we strike, Israel throws their little jab in there, and like you said, a couple weeks later, Iran's like, oh, y'all want to get in it? Well, you remember what happened to you last time we shot at y'all?
Uh-huh.
Your little Iron Dome was a iron
with a copper penny.
No, it was a stringer.
Live prayer. Full of holes. Keep playing with us.
Mm-hmm. And because I think the U.S. largely has said, we really would like to see regime change. And I think they were hoping that the people of Iran would just rise up and take over.
Nah.
And that ain't happened.
Nah.
I mean, because also Iran was going ahead and chopping down, because we'll never get we'll never get the final numbers of how many people died during this uprising. We know it's tens of thousands. Yeah, we know it's in the tens of thousands.
But they chopped that situation right at the knees. That is not happening.
Yep. So I think that's what the U.S. wanted to happen.
Yeah.
But I think it is clear the U.S. wants regime change.
Yeah.
And it would not shock me if the U.S. stepped in those negotiations and said, cool, you can have a nuclear program, but they got to go. I think that is a likely scenario that could be happening right now that we just don't know about.
But, I mean, I guess, but what does they got to go mean? Just because that person's not sitting in the seat don't mean that they ain't pulling the strings.
Look.
So we can dress the pig up as pretty as you want. It's still swine.
It is in fact swine.
I mean, so hey, we seen that in Venezuela. We just because you got Maduro don't mean that the game ain't still the game and it ain't gonna get played. Mm-hmm. Never put the game on pause. Just pass it on,
bro. Hand over the sticks.
Hey, bro, that's a bar right there, bro. That's a bar right there, bro. Shout out to my boy Jared in New York, bro. We used to say that all the time in Jarvis Hall back in the day at ECU. But yeah, bro, I don't know, man. We'll see how this goes with the reinforcement of the presence in the Middle East, where these negotiation talks will go. Iran seems to have a strong hold on their position of where they are and what they believe is their sovereign right. And I don't believe they're going to allow the U.S. to intimidate them in any shape, form, or fashion. So this may get tense, and depending on how it's handled, because you gotta account for the orange man. He's gonna throw a wrench in something, and he's gonna say something that's gonna mess up something that's already. This is a very tense and delicate situation, and you can't go in there just doing what you've done to these people that, you know, how you talk to the EU, how you talk to those in the UK, Greenland. Now, this ain't this, buddy. This ain't that. So you might want to be careful. And I don't know who would be advising him, and I don't know what he would say, but I think that he might want to take a back road and sit this out before he mess anything up. Send Rubio.
Because I'm going to remix a deep quote by a great philosopher, but sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone and showcase your abilities. And if some people start deciding that they want to step out of showcasing their abilities, we're going to have a problem.
A big problem. Well, we're going to see what happens. We'll keep our eye on the U.S. and Iran and Jared Kushner. Sit down somewhere, bro.
All I'm saying is this is not what I would be doing if I was a billionaire.
Nah,
this is just not. Like, this seems like a lot of work to be a billionaire and do this. Like, you could be having book drives. You could be.
While you over there delegating and trying to negotiate at a table, what Ivanka doing,
bruh?
Yeah, you might want to. Might want to keep your eye on your prize, brother. You worried about the wrong prize, my friend. Hey, that's all I'm saying. There's still pool boys that exist.
Look, and we already know that she's the smartest one of the bunch.
She very much is. She very much is. Stop letting your father-in-law puppet you around the globe, bro. Go home, be a family. Be a family guy. Go raise your family, man.
Bruh, please.
Hey, man. Well, we'll keep our eye on Iran and see what happens. We are sure that things may change by the time the release of this episode comes out. So we will keep our eye on that and keep you guys informed. So our last topic of the day, something that has taken place this past week. I'm sad, man. I'm sad. Man. Cause I can't play my song no more, man. But I'm gonna play.
I don't know, man.
We may.
Yeah. We
very much might, brother. But I got. Shut it down. I'm just gonna play it short, bro. A partial federal government shutdown began on the 31st of January, and it looks like on February the 3rd, they passed the funding bill to end the shutdown very narrowly with 217 to 214, if I have my numbers correct. Yep. 21 Republicans voted against the funding, but 21 Democrats voted for the funding. Mm-hmm. So I believe that in this funding, there is one part of it which I believe gets kicked down the road a little bit, and that is the funding for the Department of Homeland Security, if I'm correct, right, Manny?
Yeah, so DHS and everything under this, so the immigration as the border wall, those have all they were all pulled out of this funding deal. And I'm going to be honest, I, for one, am shocked. Because I thought it was almost guaranteed that somehow they were going to slip this DHS. But you know what? Mm-hmm. I don't congratulate them enough. So, you know what? I'm going to take this moment to congratulate the Democrats for successfully removing the Homeland Security funding from this extension. Now, it wasn't completely removed. So the deal that was signed actually funded them through the 13th. So it gave them 2 more weeks of funding. So we are in the final week. And there's still a lot of hills to climb. And from my understanding right now, while it's about funding, it's not fully about funding. This is more about the policy of how in the wake of everything that's happened across the U.S., specifically what's happened in Minnesota. Yeah. There's some things that they want. The Democrats want ICE agents to wear body cameras, which I believe now in Minnesota they're going to start wearing it. But now they want that to be standard, standard issue across wherever they're at. They want
waste
limits.
Of time. I'm sorry. Yep. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
But what's the point of wearing a body cam when there's no repercussions for, number one, illegal activity? Mm-hmm. Number two, you have essentially all automatic autonomy to do and act how you want to act.
Yep.
But anyway, you were on.
But maybe Chuck, maybe that'll be negotiated in this thing.
I don't have the confidence.
I don't either. But
well, on top of that, they also want limits on warrantless enforcement and stronger oversight mechanisms. So they are asking for a series of things to be put in place to kind of control their control what's going on.
Which I mean I can agree on, because I think something needs to happen, because first of all, DHS has blown through a crap ton of money. Let's say that first. They have blown through a crap ton of money, and if we're going to fund them in the capacity that they're operating in, something has to change. Yeah. There is no way, shape, form, or fashion that we're going to give the funding to this department and they out here acting like a word that this administration loves to use, or the president loves to use, acting like pure thugs. That is exactly what they acting like. So no, if we're going to fund, not only we'll give you money, but it's going to come with some conditions. And I think the Democrats are absolutely right. But I don't know if I have the confidence in them though they have been able to move this can a little further down the road and that decision will be made. I believe that they ultimately will not get the conditions that they desire, because we've seen it happen time and time again. They're going to put the pressure that these things need to be done. They need the funding, which I still don't understand why they haven't talked about the funding as far as how they've already blown through so much money and they're asking for more.
Yep.
But I don't believe that they will ultimately get the things that they need from this, and will get and somehow or another DHS will get what they want, because Democrats are Democrats.
Well, and I think that's the other piece of it. You know, that was just the Democrat side. On the Republican side, they want obviously more money to run this shadow army for the U.S.
Shadow gang.
Right. That's ultimately what it is. It is
a gang, bro.
It is there are rules that govern how the army is able to engage on the streets. None of those rules really exist for ICE.
Nope.
So one of the other things, they want to kind of lift limits on where ICE can operate. And they want tighter asylum policies.
But Manny,
yeah,
there are rules for ICE. They're just not following them.
Yeah, this is also true. It goes back to your point, Chuck, that like, what good is a rule? And we've said it here on the pod on numerous subjects. What good is an unenforceable rule?
Big facts.
What do we do with it?
But to y'all point, and Jeezy's saying it right, they're operating as a gang, and they're spending money as if they sell drugs.
Yep,
bro.
Like, it's insane how much money they're blowing through. Not to mention, these folks are not getting the bonuses they thought they were going to get.
Yeah.
Nope. Do we even know how the money is being properly allocated within the DHS? If you're just asking for money, but how do we know that what you're asking you have not managed what you had already, and you want me to give you more?
Well, I'll say this, and this is going to be my forever sticking point for anything on a monetary basis for any aspect of government. Until the Pentagon can pass an audit and we find out where all this money is at for them, I don't want to hear nothing nobody else got to say about no spending. Period.
Bro, that's a
Period.
fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Bro, when the last time the Pentagon been able to pass an audit?
Oh God, who knows at this point?
Was it before I was born?
It may very well be, but it's been a hot minute.
Bruh, like let you mess up on your tax return. Uncle Sam coming to get you with the quickness.
Right. Like
Wesley Snipes ain't spent all them years in jail for the Pentagon not to be able to pass their audit.
Bruh, facts.
Well, here's what I know DHS is not spending their money on. FEMA.
Oh, bruh, for sure. Y'all want more money? How much of that money is gonna be allocated towards FEMA resources? If you can't answer that, then don't come ask me for no money.
And again, I think we have a luxury in our country where our rounding errors could be the major budget lines for other countries.
The money that they can't allocate for, bro. I would love it to somehow fall into my savings account.
Bro, just some crumbs. Just let it find my account.
This is the equivalent of watching a movie and that Brinks truck door flies open on the highway and dollars just go flying everywhere. That's what our government looks like every day.
Look, they can't cancel student loan debt, but they can just brush off these easy rounding errors and billions of dollars we can't account for. Bruh. But it's a outrage to want to cancel student loan debt.
It's insane. It's insane. Or bro, it's so much. The allocation of the money is so crazy. Remember when they were trying with the first government shutdown, and they were trying to fund all these things, but it was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna take money from here to there. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna take probably about 18 million from here, sir. We only got about 7.5. What, bro? We don't know where the money is, how much we got, where it got lost at. Somebody is sitting somewhere in Bali living a lifetime off of money that got missing and around in there. Bro, I don't get it. I think they got what till Manny, the 13th?
Yep, the 13th.
They got to the 13th.
And it'll be interesting.
Bro? What's your prediction?
I think another extension happens. Just because I think this is the game that we play now. I hate
extensions. The only time I ever enjoyed them is when I was slightly poor and I didn't have enough money to pay my bills.
But because I think the environment right now is favoring the Democrats. So I think this plays out for the Republicans too, because honestly, if we look back, how much have we heard in the news this week about what's happening in Minnesota?
The only thing I think I saw was that I think they had 700 officers get out of Minnesota. Everything seems to be in a de-escalation phase.
So, and you have to de-escalate it because temperature got way too high. And they needed to address it. It was poorly managed, and it looks like Tom came in there and appeared to get it under control. But if you're trying to pass funding, you can't have negative press lines all day, every day.
Yeah, you can't.
So I find it no coincidence that they've calmed down as they're trying to figure this out. But I think I think they're going to get probably 1 or 2 more extensions. And then it's quietly going to happen at some point in mid-March.
Well, I have another reason why they're going to do an extension.
Hit us.
Because they don't want to be with their significant other for Valentine's. So if we do an extension, I have to stay in Washington.
Got to stay. I got to work.
I got to work because we're trying to hammer out this deal, and then they could be with their little side piece.
Bruh.
And geez,
or their app finder.
Stop.
You know them apps go around.
So I went and looked it up.
Okay.
The Department of Defense began its first full audit in the fiscal year 2018. It has failed every audit since.
Jeez Louise.
They ain't never passed an audit. Someone say, "Hey, let's check these numbers," and they're like, these numbers are bad."
People get fired for stuff like that,
bruh.
On a regular scale, people get fired for that. How in the federal government is that not those actions not accounted for, bruh?
Yeah,
never passed an audit is insane.
That is insane, bro. I've heard of some maybe failing one here or there, but you can't pass one. Like you can't pass it.
Not name
and
one.
Even the ones that you may not pass, it may not be far off, but bro, you can't get nowhere.
And it's billions of dollars,
bro.
Every time, billions of dollars every time.
That is wild, bro. That is wild. Somebody need to be sitting in a jail cell. You make an example of somebody one time because of that, it won't happen no more. Sit somebody in jail for that. It won't happen no more. Bro, it's just, bro. What? Never mind. I ain't even gonna go into that, bro. We'll see what happens. But I'm with Chuck. They're gonna probably give an extension. They gotta get home for the holidays, be with their little boo, and we'll figure it out on Monday. And that's sad because we send you there to do the bidding
to figure this out.
Oh, to figure this out, bro. Not to get off early so you can carry your boo to Cheesecake Factory. No. Or meet your side boo in a side hotel room. I heard the Citizen M in DC be popping.
Stop.
But yeah, we'll see what happens, bro. But so far, they got it partially back open. We'll see what happens with DHS funding in the coming week. So, with that being said, we have got to that point of our episode. Well, you guessed it. It's Pickle of the Week, bro.
We got your pickle. We got your pickle. We got your pickle.
All right. This pickle is a little unusual this week. It's not a particular person. It's a situation. That is the pickle of the week. This past week, there was a clip that was circulating around that depicted former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as monkeys in a clip that the president that the president reposted on his social.
The president of this United States.
Yeah, I ain't talking about the president of a small company. I'm talking about the commander in chief of the United States reposted this image of former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as monkeys and whatever the clip was. And I didn't even watch the whole clip. I kind of kept seeing screenshots of it. But Trump has now, I believe, has been deleted.
It's been deleted.
But the stance of all of these people, Trump saying, I'm not going to issue an apology. First of all, doing this during Black History Month ought to be egregious from the beginning.
Wild.
That's just wild. Just in general, on Black History Month, you decided to do this and think this was okay. Then you had Lil Lip Lovett, who tried to come out and somehow clean and walk it back and make it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal, even saying we should be talking about things that are a lot more serious than this. Ma'am, racism is serious.
But that's one of those weird points. I do agree with her. We should be talking about things that are more serious than this, but we're talking about it because your administration did something. Bingo. If your administration would stop doing stupid stuff and stop, we wouldn't be talking about this, and we could be talking about why people are still struggling to eat.
Yep.
Why people can't afford health care. I would love to be talking about that, but we're not, because people are doing wild things. And we got to talk to be able to finally pull Tim Scott out of his new happily loving marriage. For him,
I want our listeners to know that we got quotation marks around that now.
to talk about, we haven't heard from Tim Scott in a while, and for him to come out
since he was walking around without a hard hat in the construction zone.
Yep. Right. Right.
Even he said,
this is the worst thing I've seen out of this administration.
And I said to myself, the worst. How they been treating you?
It should be pretty. You, not other. Ignore other people. You personally.
Obama, the way they've been have you out here, like a pitching boy. Mm-hmm. And you sit here and this the worst you've seen. It took you to see Michelle Obama and Barack Obama faces on monkeys for you to finally say, yeah, nah.
This is a lie. This is a step too far.
Tim. Nah, we not buying that, bro. It's the walk back, bro, and it cost a win. And the thing that was funny to me, once again, which I love about social media, I love when I find people that I didn't know were MAGA supporters, because when I started seeing people trying to defend it, I said, okay, thank you. Didn't know you were one. Let me go ahead and get rid of you too. Because the walk back was crazy, but I just want, regardless of the depiction, and I want people to know, and we talked about this in the group chat. While this is viewed heavily offensive, y'all were using monkey 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago.
This is not a trope that is new.
If you're gonna try to offend me, you're gonna have to come a lot worse. Now don't get it twisted.
It is still offensive.
You still get hands put on you for it.
Right.
but you didn't offend me. I'm just gonna correct you with these hands. But you didn't offend me. You got to come a lot more. You got to come with something a little heavier than that if you're gonna offend me. But the fact that we are in a position where the president does not see, this president who claims that he's going to be a president of peace, is going to bring people together, and we see that you thought that it was a good idea, or you thought it was funny or whatever, that you could post this on Black History Month about two people that, though you may not agree with them, I would say you even envy them in some shape, form, or capacity. You know that these people were supported by people that were citizens of the United States, and you thought that was funny. It was not going to be offensive, and let alone you don't have the wherewithal to apologize for that. Yeah, screw you, Trump. And those that support you and thought that wasn't a problem, screw you too.
Well, the man who put out a newspaper hit on 5 teenage black boys.
Talk about it.
Reposting a racial trope in 2026 doesn't shock me.
Mm-hmm.
What shocks me is the the rhetoric around the dressing of the situation. And I've seen people try to say, "Oh, y'all take it out of context. You didn't know the full story," because apparently this was a part of a larger video or depiction that had several individuals on animal bodies.
It had the entire Democrat leadership in various various animals you would see on a safari. Yep.
Yeah.
But it just so happened that Barack and Michelle were on the monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
It just so happened, you know.
It wasn't up there long, but still, these depictions have power.
I don't care how long it was up there.
Right.
The fact that was your mindset tells me everything that I need to know.
Yeah. Why couldn't you put Nancy Pelosi on the monkey? Why couldn't you put Ron Madani on there? Like what? Like you could have picked any other Democrat.
Wasn't he on the hyena or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was on the hyena. But somebody else could have been on the monkey.
Yep.
You could have had Chuck Schumer on the monkey.
Yep. You were trying to send a message.
Very much so. And the fact, like Jeezy said, the fact that people are defending this in that capacity tells me everything I need to know about you.
Yep.
It tells me everything I need to know about you. And I'm not offended. Not offended at all, because it just shows me you still lack creativity.
Yep.
Yes.
If you think in 2026 calling a black person a monkey is somehow offensive and creative, oh bro, y'all are so out of touch. If you're gonna be racist, step your game up.
And my last one on this: who actually looks closer to Caesar, me or you?
Well,
it's almost like they're trying to provoke a reaction out of Black America at this time.
Yeah.
And again, you're going to have to be more creative to get that reaction. So,
yeah.
But when I saw this, my immediate thought was, man, this is a distraction from the Epstein files.
Hey, for Black History Month, I know this. I know one person that ain't in them Epstein files. Obama.
Yep.
And real quick, let's clear something up. Jay-Z and Pusha T were not in the Epstein files, people.
Oh, bro, that's been going haywire.
Pusha T and Jay-Z was a part of the dump of information, and they were an anonymous tip called in. They were not a part of what people are failing to realize. What are the true Epstein files? Are the things that got Maxwell locked up, that got him to agree to a plea deal, that email communications and things of that nature. Not no tip line from 2019.
Exactly.
Like them people are the Epstein files are the things that came up that caused him to be allegedly murdered or killing himself in his cell and Maxwell to be locked up. Something from 2019 was not in those court cases. So I want y'all to just wake up.
Hey man, you know they've been trying to come at the Hove ever since that elevator mess. So
Hey, listen, and I'm not saying this to defend him as if he's some infallible individual, but I'm bringing this point up because there's a level of ridiculousness that people are throwing out there and not understanding, again, seeking understanding, then to be understood. And they fall in that category. Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all just want to make talking points and clickbait. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Hey, bro, I couldn't agree more, brother. I couldn't agree more. Well, that's my pickle of the week, man. Y'all, like I said, if you're gonna be racist in 2026, at least be creative with it. It's time out for all that. It's time out for being. Ain't it exhausting for you to be like that? Y'all. That's one thing I never understood about racist people. You love every quality about the people that you hate, except the person. Y'all hate y'all don't want Mexicans here. Y'all want them out the country, but y'all fill up their restaurants on Taco Tuesday every Tuesday, mispronouncing Spanish words, eating up all the guac. Y'all tear Mexican restaurants up. Y'all love everything that deal with black people as far as culture, creativity, just joy. Y'all want that, but hate the people. I don't understand. You could just be a part of it. We love everybody. We're the most accepting people in the world.
Facts.
To a degree. To a degree.
We'll accept you. We're gonna clown you, but we'll accept you.
Oh yeah.
And see, that's all you got to get used to. We're gonna rate them coals on you, but after that, hey, grab your plate and sit down and don't say nothing stupid.
It's just part of it.
Stupid and get them hands put on you, but you come in and sit down and be quiet. Well, man, that is the conclusion. Well, we've reached the end of our episode, and you guys always know that at the end of the episode, we like to give you our spotlight of the week. So, brothers, any spotlight that you guys want to highlight on this episode?
And I will. Some interesting things came out of the state of Nebraska. The legislator on February 5th made some changes to their state minimum wage law. So right now, Nebraska has a $15 minimum wage that is also at the time was tied to inflation to go up progressively over time. Well, they've made two changes to that. The first changes the annual increase to a fixed 1.75% and not tying them to inflation. So I don't remember when's the last time we saw 1.75% year inflation, but okay. And then they also created a quote unquote youth wage, basically giving business owners the ability for workers aged 14 and 15 to have a minimum wage of actually $13.50 starting in July. And then that workers aged 16 through 19 can be paid $13.50 for their first 90 days at work, called a training wage.
Actually, I don't have a problem with that part. As far as the youth and segmenting an incremental difference between the adult minimum wage, because quite frankly, at 14, 15, 16, even 17 to 18, you don't have the same level of responsibility on an average as an adult. So I can understand incrementally, paying them a difference. We don't want to pay peanuts. There's no reason that they should be making $7.25. But I can agree with that part. Now that 1% increase over time.
Dirty.
That's nasty work. That's nasty work. Boy. Goodness.
Hey, Chuck, you made me think of a story, bro. When I had just got out of high school for a summer job, I worked at QVC. And I'm going to say his name was Mr. Charles, but I can't remember his actual name. But Mr. Charles was a forklift driver and had been working there for like 10, 15 years. And I had just got on. And, bro, Mr. Charles found out what I was making compared to him.
It was hot.
It don't want nothing about $1 off. And I'm sitting here, ain't got no kids. I'm young. I'm like 17, 18. Boy, Mr. Charles was so hot. He been working all them years, all them hours, and he making $1 more than me. I was like, yeah. So I can see exactly what you're saying. That it should, because my level of responsibility don't compare to, an adult who may have kids and other responsibilities. So I can get down with that. I can definitely get down.
Yeah, man. When I was in high school, I've been working for forever, but I remember the first time, my first job was at Popeyes. I was making minimum wage. Then I got a job doing telemarketing, and I was making $12 an hour. You couldn't tell me I won't buy it. And I'm in high school,
bro.
And I'm about to age myself. Because the only bill I had was car insurance and a beeper bill. And my beeper bill was like a month. And then my car insurance, sometimes I didn't because I only had liability because I had 88 Buick Regal.
Yes, sir.
But, those are my responsibilities. And making $12 an hour, and I think I worked maybe 25 hours a week.
Bruh.
Hot food, the car, and constant income. And I was still working at Popeyes on the weekend with a constant income. So I lived like I was selling drugs.
Bruh, I know it, bro. I remember every Friday I go to the gas station down the street from my grandma's house. Gas was $1.04. I put about $16 in that Nissan Altima.
Couldn't tell us nothing.
And I put on that, and that's when I had the Walkman where you had the little tape joint you had to put in, and then put the little connector
the adapter.
Yes, sir. I put on that Marcus Houston. We be up in the club. We do, man, Friday night ride down Sunset Boulevard in Rocky Mount. You couldn't tell me nothing, bro. With a pocket full of cash, and I get paid every Friday, and I ain't got nothing but I got a prepaid cell phone, and I was throwing a little money my mama way. And it's free nights a weekend with that prepaid, so you already know it's up and it's stuck on a Friday night, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna expose myself too much, but yeah, it was a good. Hey, you trying to go to the movies and go get something to eat?
Yep. Easy work. Yeah. Oh man.
I'll go next with my spotlight. My spotlight is coming out of Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And the Washington Post dismantling and shutting down a third of their organization.
Man.
If I remember correctly, the number was upwards of 300 individuals losing their job at the Post. They completely shuttered their sports division. A significant portion of their international journalists and their editorial portion. And what's alarming about this for me is we understand and know the importance of unbiased, independent journalism. Journalists are the voice of those who don't have access or don't know where to look to get the right answers.
Yep.
And for those who don't know, the owner of the Washington Post is none other than Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Bezos bought it back in 2013, 2014 sometime.
Yep.
And there were some hopes back then that, he could provide a bit of innovation and bring it back to life. And then the Washington Post had a moment of resurgence because although the name carries weight, it's a regional newspaper. And in this, I think the real turning point for the Washington Post was in 2024, the election coming up for the year. Now, most newspaper publications like the New York Times, LA Times, Washington Post, the Chicago Herald, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
These major name newspapers, their editorial team generally endorses a candidate for president. This has been years, decades, history of this. Well, as the Washington Post editorial team was gathering and ready to publish their op-ed of who they were going to endorse, there was a company policy change. Mm-hmm. And good old Jeff Bezos says, we will no longer endorse any candidate.
Yep.
Meanwhile, what is Jeff Bezos doing?
Spending $75 million on a bad movie about Melania.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. So, I said that out loud.
This of course caused an uproar across the country, and most importantly to their subscriber base. And I'll give you a little economics lesson here. For the digital age of the internet and access to all the information we have, the lifeblood of a newspaper, particularly in today, is their subscribers. Yes, they want ad money, things of that nature, but they need that guaranteed revenue or income coming in. Well, reports are that the Washington Post, when this happened, lost a little more than 10% of their subscriber base. Yep. Upwards of 250,000 subscribers canceled their subscription, which in turn started the downward spiral of revenue after making some money over the past, say, 5 or 6 years. So it's very interesting to see what's going to happen next with, print media, even though they turned to the digital age, and we know it's an aging aspect of media, but it's a very important aspect of media. And I'm concerned where we will get these independent, unfiltered, and unbiased bits of information in our country with the control of many different aspects in the social media space. So yeah, that's my spotlight,
man. All right. Well, for mine's, just want to bring some attention, not necessarily political or anything of that nature, but my spotlight of the week is Savannah Guthrie. Of her mother. You've been watching the reports. Her mother was reported being kidnapped from her home. And Savannah and her siblings have been pleading for the return of her mother. I believe at the release of this episode, it will be day 7. There were details that they're still searching for. The FBI was offering $50,000 for any leads. I believe there's a video that's come out that she has. They're willing to pay, I believe it was $6 million ransom.
Yeah.
For her mother's return. Her mother was on medication, life-saving medication. She couldn't go 24 hours without. She did not, obviously, being kidnapped, she didn't have this medication, take this medication with her. So she is without the medication she needs, and it's going on now day 7 of her kidnapping. So just don't really know, we don't have any details of why or what, but it really just, seeing the toll it's taken on her and her siblings of the loss, the kidnapping of her mother, certainly has been shocking. Don't know if it's any political ties to it, if it has anything to do with her position in the media or whatnot, but certainly a situation of this magnitude is definitely troubling. And just wanted to bring it as a spotlight that hopefully her mother will be returned safely and as soon as she possibly can. She was in the state of Arizona, I believe, Tucson area. And police are actively trying. Donald Trump has even came out and said, I believe he said a couple of days ago he was going to call and talk to her. Hopefully whatever they can do, if there needs to be more agents sent to try to help. It looks like they're pulling in some of everybody to see what they can do. And as fast as the time that they can do it to try to find her mother and get her returned home. So just want to bring that as a spotlight. Hopefully she is returned well, safe and sound, and that she comes back home safe. I can only imagine being in New York and having this happen across state, that your mother has been abducted and kidnapped out of her home in the middle of the night, certainly could be troubling. So that's my spotlight. Just wanted to bring that as attention, and hopefully it's resolved as quick as possible. So
that situation is crazy, man. Because you think about it, that's something you see on a show, in a movie, and I'm sure different people are abducted all the time. They have ransom situations, and we may not hear about it, but to actually see it, at this scale, it's crazy. It's definitely crazy.
And to that point, Chuck, I just want to say this because certainly Savannah's family is not the first family to experience this whatsoever. I know that one thing, whenever I go into like Walmart or something, there's a board, a slew of children and images of kids that
yeah.
have gone missing and families have not seen. So as a spotlight, I want to add that to this, that, you know, though her situation is troubling, there are other families as well that have missing loved ones, children, elderly, of age of all kind, and certainly I can only imagine. I can't even imagine the feeling and the toll that takes on the family. And just want to shine a spotlight on that for anybody's family who's dealing with a loss of someone that has been kidnapped, abducted, a family member they can't locate. Certainly troubling. I think there was an issue this past weekend in Georgia where little John, his son, had went through a situation, and they were looking for him and found him deceased this past weekend. So it's just a troubling thing. I can only imagine, and you can see the toll it's taking on Savannah. I'm sure the sleepless nights, and you know, you can just tell the weight of the situation on her and her family. So hopefully it's resolved, and anyone who is dealing with a missing loved one that has been kidnapped or abducted, that may be resolved, and you can find peace in whatever shape, form, or fashion you need to.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that is the end of our episode. Brothers, any more comments? All hearts and minds clear?
Man, I'll denote this for you. It's the Olympics. And it feels a little strange this year. Because usually I go very quickly.
Look, you hear how quiet it was when you say that.
I'm with Manny on this one.
I normally enjoy the Olympics, but it does feel like I saw it and I'm just like, yeah. It doesn't feel right. The excitement is gone. And I don't know if it's just because of the condition of the way that our country is right now, that it just has made it feel like, this normally the Olympics and the World Cup are the two times that even if you don't agree, you rep the country, you rep whatever it is.
Hard.
Yep. You can go
part of what's going on is, and I don't know if Manny was going to speak to this, all the other crap that's going on around us. Like the news cycle has completely muted the fanfare of the Olympics. Like normally you hear
every
a bunch
channel.
of fanfare. Yeah. Man, nothing.
I didn't even know about it until Manny said something in the group the other day, because it's just like it's just gone. Only thing I know that has been circulating about the Winter Olympics is Lindsey Vonn and how she would rupture her ACL, but still was gonna compete. And I'm talking about before it even happened. And then she crashed and broke a leg.
Oh, it's a broken leg. Okay.
Yeah. They say that
last I saw it.
Yeah, she had surgery, I believe, this morning on her leg. I believe that, from her broken leg. But before it even started, though, she had an issue with her ACL being ruptured.
Yeah.
So,
the first issue is her old tail shouldn't have been out there.
I was just about to say that she up there in age.
You
41.
She's 41 in numerical age.
Yeah.
She's 101 in Olympic age. Like, you've had your years of glory and run. Enjoy that and enjoy life. Like, you had nothing to prove to anybody. You are Lindsey Vonn.
Well, if I ain't mistaken,
Nope.
Dealing with Tiger Woods. And you know how that go. I will leave it at that. But anyway, listeners, we thank you for tuning in to this episode, another episode of Pardon the Politics. Thank you to our brother Chuck, who is traveling, that has called in and joined us on this episode. We appreciate the chairman of chaos, whatever his presence is here on the podcast. And brother, as you continue to travel, make travel grace and mercy be with you, brother, and you get to your destination safe. We appreciate you podding on the road and doing this episode with us, brother.
I appreciate you, brother. And I'm going to say this. Go Pats.
Hey! And for y'all that don't know, I'm a Patriots fan, and the Super Bowl, I'm about to go get ready for the Super Bowl. So hopefully.
I'm going to be on the other side. I wish bad luck and misfortune on the Patriots for every play.
Thank you. The Manny curse.
The Manny curse.
Hey, But Drake thinks y'all gonna win too. So
I know. So we gonna see how that we're gonna see
the battle of the curses.
That's what I was about to say. The battle of the curses, man. We listeners, we appreciate you. We hope this episode finds you in a good space, and that you will join us at the next time when we bring you another episode of Pardon the Politics podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you later.